So, Mr. Arthur,
Right.
what are your opinions on this film so far?
Oh, I mean, it's proper sick.
Proper sick.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
Can I get an autograph?
Yeah.
Finally, what are your opinions on this film?
Well, the director's been sexually harassing me the entire time.
Noah, are these allegations true?
Yes. Okay, 3, 2, 1, action.
Interrupting.
You know, when I was editing the last film that I did, like every other shot I had a fucking plane in it, I had to cut out for like every single one. Action. Good. Perfect. 3, 2, 1, action. So the scripting process for Postpartum was actually incredibly quick. And when I say incredibly quick, I mean basically half an hour. I wrote the entire thing just over there, and I just sat down and I thought about all the themes, all the characters, and I pretty much had the entire thing mapped out in my head in just one go. And this meant that all that was left to do was to just put it into a screenplay. Now, my reasoning for making Postpartum is because, well, I kind of looked back at my previous films, and you may have noticed that they have a bit of a running theme. They're full of action, they're full of spectacle, and the focus definitely isn't on the story. And they're probably a sci-fi film as well. I mean, all of my past ones, Fractured Horizons, even Our Final Moments, 7 Levels, which I didn't release on YouTube, but I made pretty much after Our Final Moments, and then Connections, they're all sci-fi. And whilst that isn't necessarily a bad thing, I did want to break away from it. I spent a lot of time in lockdown working on screenplays and writing very different stuff to what I actually make into films. And I wanted to make something that represented what I was writing. And that is where Postpartum came from, having a focus on character, story, and themes. And once I had the screenplay together, I went pretty much straight into production.
That should be. It's not a Noah film without a gun, is it?
Very true.
He's an auteur, that's it.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, action.
Your father has been dead for a week.
Of you watching how they last week. 1, action.
You have children, yes.
Okay, that was good. Okay, that was all good. Thank you. Okay, good, cut. Probably not gonna fucking like this, oh my god. Alright, let's go again. Quickly, you know, you like kick your feet on the stones like you're kind of getting bored, and then you lead into that line of I'll lead. Okay.
I'll lead. Something to say? No.
Okay, good, cut, perfect. One more time.
We
Okay.
both know that.
Sorry, we're going to roll from the beginning of that conversation.
Oh shit.
So that I'll lead, and we'll go through that. So
Okay.
it's I'll lead, got something to say, and then you just say no. But after it says I'll lead, you've got to give him that look, Barnaby.
Yep.
And then stay looking at him after that's happened. Probably will have.
I believe in you.
Like you're gonna be in the shot. We both know that you're. Ah, hello. Are you Miss Harper?
So you're going to have to be a bit, you're going to have to be a lot left. So it'll be like unnaturally so off to the left.
Look, we both know that you're. Ah, hello. Are you Miss Harper?
Okay, you have to wait a second with that line. So when it opens, be looking at Barnaby, and then that R is like suddenly like looking around, like as if it's open. Like,
Okay.
Hello, and then go into your line.
Okay.
Okay. Also, where is these? Give me the microphone.
Is that tripod not going to be in shot?
So no, actually, it's not actually. It's aiming upwards. It's not actually in shot. Perfect.
Try and send as far as you
okay.
can for still in the shot.
You're just gonna say yeah. You can. Alright, let's do it.
Sorry, am I saying my look?
Yeah, we'll go from there, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. 3, 2, 1, action.
Look, we both know that you're. Ah, hello. Are you Miss Harper?
Yes?
Great. Would it be okay if we came inside for a moment?
Who are you?
Okay, good. Before the who are you, that's like, it needs to be like a bit of a pause. Have a look at both of them, look them like both in the eyes.
Okay.
And then be like a breath in and just go, who are you? Because at this point you're pretty scared. You figure these guys are probably detectives.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. Send me the kettle.
Oh, you should that to me then?
No, don't worry. Okay, so as this goes, you're going to start there, you're going to step back, have a look at these two. As that's happening, if you two just look at each other and look out the window, just kind of like look around and just look busy in this shot. 3, 2, 1, action.
Children home?
No, they're with their dad.
After you're going to go with how long have they been there, you're going to say about a week. And you're going to very quickly, after that about a week, it's going to go about. There's going to be a pause and you're going to look down, maybe like glance your eyes down and just go, they left last Friday.
Stop.
What are your opinions?
On what?
What are your opinions?
On what?
What's your response to the allegations?
No comment.
What's your response to the allegations? What are your response to the allegations?
Oh, shit.
Hello.
Whoa. That's one way to put it.
I just thought I would be touching it a little bit to just show my nose.
Sure, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
What do I do with this? Just leave it training or?
Do you want to take the chair off?
No, they're fine, they're fine. So it is a good camera, isn't it? I mean, it's-
It is good camera.
Almost good enough to... Babylon now.
Of not nation, you should guess that I haven't seen it.
Oh, that's really good. You should watch it. Is that the one with... Is it Mark Farrell?
Just gonna have a look at these two.
Okay.
Three, two, one, action.
Why would it bother me?
They went off and... Last time with you.
Mother, lean forward. What are you writing?
What are you writing?
If you just stay looking forward, and after, if you could just say both of us.
Okay. Shall I turn back round?
No, just stay looking forward the entire time.
Do you want that light box there?
No,
On the
that's-
table?
yeah, you can't say it. All right, 3, 2, 1, action.
Both of us.
Do that again, but just do like a yep in front of like yep, both of us.
Okay.
Right, go.
Both of us.
Okay, good. So we'll try and have a bit more like certainty behind it when you say it.
Okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, action.
Both of us.
Like real like darkness in your voice, like you just caught her like red-handed now. Okay, so then, right, 3, 2, 1, action.
Their father has been dead for a week. Where are your children, Miss Harper?
Last bit perfect, just month again. It's fine, you're right. Alright.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's just month instead of week. Yeah,
Okay,
good.
sorry.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, action.
The father has been dead for a month. Where are your children, Miss Harper?
Around you, and then you're gonna go, where are your kids, Miss Harper?
Do you want me to like lean back at all?
Yeah, so when mother looks back to you, then you want to lean back.
Okay.
It's weird saying mother to you guys. Anyway, alright, 3, 2, 1, action.
It didn't bother me.
Father's been dead for a month.
Okay, I'm still going to have to speed it up a little bit. Okay, so if you actually start leaning back, so I don't have to go as far.
Okay.
Yeah, if we start there. Alright. And then wait a little bit before you say your lines. Wait until mum looks back and then looks at you.
Okay.
Alright.
Didn't bother me.
Their father has been dead for a month. Where are your children, Mrs. Harper?
Good. Double check that.
What is your inspiration for this shot?
Who did you get this inspiration from?
The movie that I've seen. Okay. Okay, good. Cut. Okay, the last thing I want, very quickly, is just a shot of you watching her leave after. Funny photo, Paul.
Great photo, Paul, yeah.
Well, I thought I was trying like a candid kind of one, so. Okay, so if you just kind of imagine where my mum would have been walking, and just kind of follow that with your eyes.
Should I just do it anyway, so you
Yeah, you can do that. Okay, stand a bit back a little bit. Like, back up as far as you can up the counter. Okay, good, yeah. Okay, let's give that a run. Action. Wait, hold it up. Sorry, do it with your left hand.
Bloody flies.
All right, yeah. So hold it down and then bring it up. All right, 3, 2, 1, action.
Hello, is this Jonathan? Where is he?
Do that again, but be a bit louder when you say that. Fine, we can really hear you.
Take 442 of the car shots.
I've been here for 3 years, I haven't seen my family.
All right, 3, 2, 1, action. Okay. So that there is the spot. So you two are going to come over and you're going to remove some of that foliage and you're going to reveal the hand of the other. Okay. Can I have the camera please? I think we'll be good on these two for now, I think.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. Don't remove the leaves just yet, but both go down to go and remove it. Okay. So if you go on the left there after, and you go on the right there.
We bring the shovel now?
Not yet, no. Action. Okay, good. Have you both the exact same thing again, but this time remove some of the leaves to reveal the hand.
Okie Special police. We're the special police. Because we're special.
Keep moving it, you see more?
Yowie. Yowie. That's my favourite kind. Well, no, yeah, that's my favourite kind of pencil.
Okay, good. Move to the next one. Go to your left, go to your left, go to your left. Stop there. Okay. Now bring the shovel over your shoulder, so put it down onto the ground. Try put some leaves on it, on grass or something. Yeah, go for it. Do the same thing as the first one, but then drop the shovel afterwards, and then look down. Go. Right, go back to that middle one again, and we'll try that one more time. A little bit. Or back even. Back, sorry. Yeah, there's good. Right. Go for it. Okay, good, perfect cut. Cool.
Is this a power bank?
Yes, it's
Can it charge your phone?
Huh?
Can it charge your phone?
Yeah, if you had a charger for it, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, got that last point to the back there. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have it be, you just dug this final hole, so do the same thing with a shovel where you put it in and then drop it. And now it's gonna be that you've just found a dead body.
Nice. Yay!
Okay, go to your right a little bit. Sorry, lefty. Okay, good.
Oh, fucking hell.
Okay, good, perfect, perfect. So, post-production for Postpartum was very different to pre-production, in the fact it unfortunately did not take half an hour. Post-production took a very long time because unfortunately, unlike the other films, this is very heavily based on dialogue, which is considerably harder to pace and make feel natural. I'll go into this in more depth later, but basically, post-production was a very long process. Thankfully, there was not much in the way of VFX shots, as this isn't an action film, doesn't require a lot of sky replacements like Connections did, and the only time that I did need VFX was for this one green screen shot.
Children. The bodies were uncovered in a nearby forest.
But beyond the general assembly of the entire project, a lot of time went towards sound design. So unlike all of the other films that I've done, this has very little in the way of music. I did this because I wanted the dialogue to build the tension. You had to pay attention to every single line because there's much more of a story here, and having music would take away from that and take away from you actually listening to what the people are saying. This meant that I couldn't use music to cover up some of the faults in the sound design. Everything had to sound correct. To capture sound, I used 2 microphones, both from Rode, and using both of them together, I was able to make the dialogue sound really nice. But I knew that I had to mix this properly, because otherwise it just wouldn't sound correct. So I changed the audio system. For years, I had been using speakers, which is not the best system because my speakers were pretty bad. So after that, I moved to the MX50s, which are not very good for this either. These are not reference headphones, they are monitoring headphones and shouldn't be used for mixing or mastering. So I ended up using the Hi-Fi Sundara, which are reference headphones and which do reveal pretty much everything in the mix. If something sounds wrong, you'll hear it on them. It did mean that sound design took a lot longer, because when you can hear basically everything, you spend a lot more time tweaking a lot of smaller stuff, which once again all adds up to making the entire post-production process a lot longer. So the pacing of Postpartum took a long time to get down. There was a lot of trial and error in the post-production process, and large amounts of my time in the post-production process and in the editing room was spent nailing the pacing of the film, because a lot of it is just conversations, which has to pace properly.
Are the children home?
No, they're with their dad.
We need gaps in between sentences, we need breaks, and we need times for certain lines to simmer and let the audience take them in. Because certain lines are very important and we have to guide the audience to listen to certain ones and pay attention to certain ones. And that guidance is done within the edit.
I prefer not to speak to them when they're with him.
The pacing of Postpartum also had to alter to keep the audience engaged. There are times where the pacing goes up in speed and comes down in tempo, and this is done to keep the audience engaged. And this started in the script because I knew that I had to give myself moments where I could slow the pacing down for the conversation scenes because that has to be more drawn out. But then there's also moments where I can speed it back up in scenes like this one. However, even in scenes outside of that, I've really had to speed it up in certain areas to get us through moments that aren't integral to the plot, but are integral to building atmosphere and building tone. And the technique I used a lot to get us through some of these moments are L cuts and J cuts. Now, I hear you asking, what are L cuts and J cuts, Noah? Or maybe you're not asking that, I wouldn't know. But they are very simply just having audio from a different clip begin whilst you're watching another one. This is done to naturally lead us from one shot into the other one. This happens all throughout postpartum and in pretty much every scene of dialogue.
You have kids, yes?
Yes, 3 of them.
Because dialogue scenes are very stilted if you aren't hearing the other person's voice coming before you cut away from that shot. This sounds a bit complicated, but here's an example to make it very simple. Because this actually applies in real life. If you're sat there listening to 2 people talk and you're having to look between both of them, you'll be looking at one person and then you'll hear the other person talk and then you'll look in their direction. That's how it works in the edit as well. You have to hear that person first before you actually cut to them, and that's how you make dialogue sound natural in the edit.
Are the children home?
No, they're with their dad.
And where is he? How long have they been there?
About a week.
About?
They left last Friday.
And when was the last time you had contact with the kids?
I prefer not to speak to them when they're with him.
So that is the behind the scenes for Postpartum. Thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't seen the film, you can find it linked in the notes down below. And yeah, thank you very much.